All right, legends, how is everybody doing? Let's analyze the situation here for the price of Bitcoin. Can we manage to take those highs above $71,500? Make sure to absolutely destroy that like button, guys, on your way in. How is everybody doing? Hopefully you are doing fantastic. My goodness, need another coffee. Let me go quickly through the comment section. We're going to analyze the situation here all together, looking at the price of Bitcoin. We're also going to take a look at some altcoins and some very interesting news that is going on, guys. So make sure to stay tuned till the very end of the live stream. Destroy that like button on your way in, and let's go through the comment section. Say hello to the beautiful community, of course. How are you doing, Khalid? I can see Khalid here. DG Nero, Andy, NJ, what's up? How are you doing? Kenrick, Valerie, aloha, good morning. Valerie, very strong supporter from a long time ago. Valerie, how are you doing? Opinion on WorldCoin. We can analyze WorldCoin in the next coming minutes. We're going to focus on Bitcoin as always. The first 10 minutes of the live stream, focus on the technical analysis, look at the good pivot levels where we could bounce, where we could reject here. What is going on? Are we going to manage to continue to the upside or get a very strong rejection at this point? We're going to look internally, the most important levels that need to hold here, and look for either a bounce or either a rejection. Hello from Romania. Ravan, how are you doing? Gulf Shores, hello. Brikan, Russell, our wave, please, Andy. We can take a look at some altcoins here in just a few minutes, guys. In about 10-15 minutes, we'll be jumping into some altcoins, okay? We're going to focus on Bitcoin to see if we can manage to claim the highs again, and then look at the resistance points, see what would be a sign of strength, a sign of weakness. So make sure to stay tuned. Let's go. But Machion, how are you doing? Valerie, I'm great, Andy. Looking forward to hearing your TA. Absolutely fantastic. Let's analyze the situation here for Bitcoin because, yeah, no doubt that in the last few days, I was looking at the possibility of this triangle to continue here to get one more leg to the downside. However, we got a massive pump here. The extreme bullish case scenario did play out. Okay, there was two scenarios mentioned on yesterday's live stream to get either one more leg to the downside and pump. That did not happen. I thought that was going to be the most likely scenario. Come back down here, sweep up the lows again, and then get the massive rise, or get the pump from this consolidation. Now, let's analyze the local situation because we are starting to hit a lot of resistance zone here. However, I do think that this area could maintain as support. We'll be analyzing this scenario right now. We're getting a little bit of a drop currently as we are speaking. We just got a small little dump right there. Let me just take a look here at the DXY, see if the DXY is getting a major pump or, stock market is looking very bullish. The main reason why the stock market is looking bullish, it looks like that you're forming a very large cup and handle structure right over here. You can see that handle is breaking out here during the last few days. We formed a descending channel handle right there, which has been breaking out very nicely between yesterday and today. And this does look like a gigantic cup and handle formation for the last several weeks, and it could explode to the upside. Stock market is still incredibly bullish, guys. We cannot deny that. And recession, will it happen next year? 2026, 27. It's an election year this year, so we would expect the markets to still maintain bullish at least to the end of the year, beginning of 2025. Kick the can down the road. Let's analyze the local situation here for Bitcoin because there are a lot of levels. I love range trading. Range trading for me is my favorite when we get the volatility. Unless I'm already in a trading setup, then obviously I will miss a lot of the moves. I really like the ranges to trade. Okay, that is where I do most of my trading, inside of these nice ranges. So let's analyze here some levels to take into consideration. Let's zoom in right away through the local technical analysis. Let's zoom out first of all, understanding the breakout that we had during the last few days. So is this a successful breakout here from this kind of symmetrical triangle that we formed during the last few, 1 to 2 weeks? You can see it broke out pretty nicely. Are we going to get that continuation to the upside? We're hitting a lot of resistance at the moment. Why? Because we had a small consolidation here from the 21st of May. You can see that consolidation right over there that has created a nice high volume node on the fixed volume profile, which is basically a naked point of control. When you pull out the session volume profile and take a look at this consolidation, where do we have the highest volume node? That is exactly at the $71,000 range. This is where we've been getting the choppiness here today, and this is why we're creating this choppiness, right? Because this is, a higher time frame resistance zone. We also have a daily level that hasn't been tapped, which is sitting at $71,500. This daily level is basically that daily close and open from here, the 20th and the 21st of May. Okay, that daily level right over here, just sitting at the $71,450, depending on what exchange you're looking at. It's round about that level. We haven't tapped that daily level. A little bit of a front run, as you can see here on the chart. So not tapping that daily level is very disturbing. You might think, looking at this price action, that this is incredibly bearish. I do believe that those highs can be taken once more. This is a classic bearish trap formation. No doubt that swing failure pattern shorts are definitely acceptable when you do get this high here created on the 5th of June, basically today right there. We did get the rejection. We did tap the high. We did get a swing failure pattern, right? Kind of a small liquidity grab and a nice corrective move. When you do take a look at this price action, you might think, okay, this was it. This was the local top and we're going to get an epic corrective move. We formed an ascending wedge structure, right? During yesterday and today, we kind of broke down here and it does look like quite bearish. Look at the price action, very choppy, slightly higher highs. We're breaking down from here. So you might think, okay, this is just going to form a lower high and come to the downside, which is definitely a possibility. I wouldn't be too happy myself to short right there. I try and get into the local double tops, okay, those swing failure patterns, double tops, test the highs when the price is getting choppy in sideways momentum. I do look for the highs right there and look for a local swing failure pattern. So if the price for some reason, okay, maintaining support here from this range, I'm going to explain why this area is very, very big support zone. If we were to come all the way up here to test the highs again, I would consider, if it does reject from this point, a possible short position, right? It's getting choppy. We do not know if it's going to be a successful breakout. If it is going to be a successful breakout, meaning that the price maintains above those highs of today, above $71,400, I am not interested in a short position. Only if we do get the rejection, just like we did here during today, testing those highs above $71,400 and rejecting, and then jump into that short position right over here. You have a couple of minutes to decide the short. You get that pullback here, as you can see. So no doubt, if we were to come up here and reject, I do see this as an acceptable short position. This might be that triple top formation and then get a pretty decent pullback to sweep up all of the higher lows in the next coming days. That is only if we reject, of course, from that pivot level. Now, if we do successfully break out from this point, let me just get this wedgie structure out of the way. If we were to continue to break out above the daily level, above the highs of today, then there is not much resistance above us till we reach the $72,000 high from the 21st of May. Now, I would really not attempt any short position myself if we do break above $71,400 and price action maintains above this level. Main reason why there's really no resistance. We just got a big wick from the 21st of May, and I would be looking at the price to have an attempt in hitting that high above $72,000. Then we can go from there. Could we create a failed auction from that point and get a massive rejection? Well, only time will tell. As long as we do reject from that point, I would be interested in that short scalp day trade for a nice, decent rejection. But if we do maintain above $72,000, then higher we go, potentially to hit all-time high. Now, let's zoom in on the lower time frames here more locally, and I just want to explain here this local range, because there is a lot of support here at the $70,600 to $800 range, basically where we have been getting these bounces today. We're forming a very, very squeezed range right over here, okay? Just basically testing highs and testing lows. We've had the local lows of today right over here. We've had some local highs, and you can see how the price action is coming down, testing the lows, getting a bounce, testing the highs, now getting a rejection again. So it's basically a bit rangy. The main reason why this is huge support level, there's a lot of confluence. We can start off with the session volume profile. No doubt that for me, this area is kind of an acceptable longing zone. And that is purely based off the huge support that there is here. Why is there so big support here in between 70,600 and 70,800? Why is this such an interesting support zone where I have this green box? Well, we can start off with the session volume profile. The price action is reacting to this level, as you can see today. The question is, will we manage to hold it, get a bit of volatility here, maybe hit 70,600, maybe 70,500, like the ultimate level, and then get the bounce to possibly hit those highs before the end of today? Is that possible? The main reason why we do have very strong support, we can start off with the session volume profile, looking at the previous day point of control. Previous day point of control here is at the $70,630 approximately. We have the daily open as well at that level. We have the previous week highs, which is that spike that we had here on the 27th of May. So that is the previous week highs, okay, that is kind of maintaining our support today. So this area, no doubt, is some pretty interesting support, possibly to maintain and get an epic bounce. So no doubt, if you are attempting this, invalidations, round about this zone is fine for an invalidation point. If you do not hold this range and you break down, then this could get volatile to the downside. We're starting to run out of support. There's a big empty gap here. If you do lose the previous day highest volume node, which is sitting here at $70,650 range, then obviously you could be looking for a significant pullback. And I think it could be a little bit dangerous getting into some long positions here. Of course, no doubt that could you do this and then recover back up, then obviously that would be really nice. You're maintaining this level. You're looking for the price to get the bounce to finally hit the highs again. You need to think that a lot of people are interested in short positions as well at this range, purely based on the price action, right? Very, very poor, higher highs, swing failure pattern, right? Very choppy. And no doubt this is a classic zone here. To think that the price is going to reverse very aggressively, which it could, no doubt. We're getting that exhaustion. I would not be happy shorting right there. Obviously, the short trade would have been at the highs right there on the rejection, right? When you're forming a choppy range, right, where you want to short is basically at the highs as you reject, right? As you reject from the highs and have that short attempt. So if you're shorting here, of course, you do have the risk of the price reversing against you and actually hitting those highs of today at $71,400. So this range is very strong support. I would expect choppiness, the price action to actually fail to break down from this point. Will it fail or not? Well, we're just going to have to see during this live stream, guys. If it does get choppy, if we do recover back from the lows created a few hours ago, it's going to be looking very interesting, guys, okay? So next attempt here is going to be interesting if you do get that movement down and recover. We have a lot of confluence here. This is really a bouncing zone, okay? You have the previous day point of control. You've got the daily open. You've got the previous week highs. There's just a lot of levels right there. When you do get a channel as well from the price action that we formed during the last 24 hours, when you get a channel, you're kind of holding by a thread also. It's either bounce here or never bounce, right? So you just basically, okay, getting the channel here. Hang on a second. Let me just form here the channel correctly from these pivot highs right over here. Let me just get this right, guys, because I really want to get this channel correctly. Kind of just holding, right? You can see how the center bit of the channel, you just need two clear pivots to form a channel, right? Two clear higher highs or higher lows. You got the next higher low right over there. You got the high being rejected of the channel. Look how the center bit of the channel is maintaining as resistance. Look at this. Resistance, support, 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 resistance, resistance. So this ascending channel right now is sitting at the support level where we have the previous week high. We have the previous day point of control, the daily open. This is either, if you do not hold here, then we could expect a pretty significant move down, okay? It is a zone where you want to see the price dancing around, having those attempts and breaking down. And if it does fail to break down and you get a slight recovery from today's lows, we're just going to see that live right now to see if we do not successfully break down. If it does successfully break down, then really not interested in any long positions at the breakdown. If you wick down, you recover, I think it's an acceptable long position based on the support here that we do have from the channel. And also previous week high, we got the daily open, previous day point of control. We're basically at that zone. A little bit too soon. We're just testing it right now. Like I said, when you see that sign of strength, okay, that sign of recovery, then I think this is an acceptable long position then to look for the recovery. But we need to hold right now. We need to get back above the levels. And I would say that there's a high chance if this breakdown has failed right now, just classic, right? I'm going to see if it does hold in the next coming minutes, because what you like to do is test the local lows, test the local highs, test the local lows again, and we could get that recovery from here to test the highs and even test today's highs to hit that daily zone, okay? Does look pretty good for that recovery. Let's see. I think it's an acceptable zone, guys, here when we do take a look at the ascending channel. Let's go right away through the comment section. Say hello to the beautiful community. Can we take a look at some altcoins? Can we take a look at some interesting news? I think I'm going to jump into a couple of altcoins potentially. R-Wave, please. Andy says Russell. Hello from Holland, says Menno. Let's see, guys, in the next coming minutes, I want to see the price action maintaining this zone. I want to see a little bit of a sign of strength here. Let's see if we do get a little bit of momentum above 70,800, 70,700. If that were to be the case, if the next, 10 to 15 minutes, we are forming this kind of price action, I think it's going to be a very much a valid scenario to get that recovery back to the highs, guys. We're just holding by a thread a high confluence area. This is high confluence, high support, previous day point of control, daily open, higher low, support. This is how you need to put the channel. You can see the center pit of the channel, the center of the channel providing resistance and support very nicely. As you can see, this is the zone. If you do not bounce from here, it ain't going to be looking too good. This is a moment where you could get a volatile move to the downside. So just stay cautious, manage risk accordingly. Let's go right away here. Continue with the ETFs are scooping up. There is insane news that I want to go through. What is the target price for Ethereum? For this bull run, I'm going to say well above all-time highs. I can say easily Ethereum price target for this bull run, give or take in the next 6 to 18 months, right? Entering into 2025, I would expect Ethereum to actually reach $8,000 to $10,000. Definitely a possibility. Great stream, says Vanilla. Hey, my man, thank you very much for those kind words. We're just sweeping those lows. Let's see if we do maintain this area. I mean, I think it is very much a valid, low leverage, low capital, managing risk. Overall, as you know, guys, just in a nutshell, basically, this is what we're kind of looking at here to come back up and claim those highs, right? Let's see if we do manage to hold our support. You might be scared. You might be looking at this. Oh, my goodness, this is very choppy. We are going to break down from here. I don't trust this long position. It's all about managing risk very well beneath the support levels and just understanding that we are in bullish market structure. We could get that leg up and claim those highs from today. It's definitely a possibility. Manage risk accordingly, guys, as always. Good morning, Andy. Can you check Spell token, please? Right, we can take a look at some altcoins. We've done the Bitcoin analysis. Levels of rejection, levels to hit as the high. If we do lose this level, I would really be a little bit patient, okay? I would be very patient if the price does drop from this zone to just wait for a range. Could we sweep up these lows right there and get a bounce? I'm going to say, of course it is. You might just sweep the lows here from the 4th of June, basically yesterday at 70,100. Is that a good level for a sweep, okay, and get a bounce? I'm going to say I'm going to remain patient till we form a little bit of a range. The bouncing zone is where we at right now, to be honest. Let's take a look at Spell for the people in the community. Some people here asking for Spell. Guys, if you are interested in trading, you do have Bybit. For me, it's a great platform. It's the #1 platform. You do have a trading competition at the moment. There is a $1.5 million tether prize pool. If you're not registered already, make sure to register with the link in the description where you can claim that insane bonus. If you cannot trade on Bybit based on KYC, great no KYC platforms is Bluffing and 𝗖𝗫, okay? You do have an insane bonus down below, and you can trade in a matter of a couple of minutes as it's just using an email and a password. Let's go right away, take a look at some altcoins. We've got Spell token. What is Spell token? I have no idea what this crypto is, but we can take a look at it on the chart, of course. Let's see what Spell token can give us here on the chart. Spell, I have no idea about this cryptocurrency. Let's take a look at Spell token here and see what we got on the charts. Zoom out. Let's zoom out on the chart, see what we got. Spell. We got a significant rise during the last few days. Interesting. Significant rise. we're hitting a major zone at the moment here on 𝗬 token. I can already tell you it's very likely the point of control of this range, right? You're hitting big resistance, which is likely the point of control of this range, and possibly the 618 Fibonacci from the pivot high to the pivot low. There we go. We have, between 50% and Fibonacci, big resistance zone here, no doubt. Got point of control of this range between February and March, also part of April. You just tap the 618 from the highs created on March to the lows of April. Beautiful rejection exactly at the 61865. And also that point of control providing that big rejection, that big pullback. What would be good to see here on 𝗬 token is to maintain that value area low. I think this level could be a very good bouncing level on 𝗬 token, which is at the 0.001, okay, right over here, that value area low from this range, okay, to get that significant bounce. This is what we got, which is currently rejecting by major resistance zones, as you can see. Point of control from the range and the 618, big rejection. If we were to lose the value area low of this trading range, I think it's going to be looking quite bearish. We could be looking for a significant drop. Overall, this level is support. We could find support and then get the bounce accordingly. Let's go right away and continue. If you're doing some alts, please do Shiba. Okay, we can take a look at Shiba, no doubt. Why not? Which Web3 wallet do you use? I use multiple wallets. I got MetaMask, I got Trust Wallet, Ledger, Trezor. Use multiple different wallets, my friend. Hi, Andy. Can you take a look at Algo, please? Let's take a look at Algorand. Shall we take a look at SHIB as well? Just do a quick overview, quick analysis on these cryptos. We've got Shiba Inu, which is looking pretty good for a recovery, to be honest. It's not looking too bad. This is looking at the daily chart. We got a significant pullback in between March and April. We are consolidating very nicely here. So far, we're just creating some internal swing failure patterns from these local highs. Okay, you can see we're just testing highs, and getting rejection. You're testing the lows and getting the bounce. Overall, it is in an uptrend. You are in a very nice range here during the last couple of weeks. So yeah, you're basically looking pretty good here. You just tested the lows. So overall target zone right now for Shiba Inu is to actually to have an attempt in breaking through here. You can see how it's basically a liquidity game. You come above two highs, you come to the lows. You've just bounced from these lows yesterday on Shiba Inu, okay, the lows from the 24th of May, and getting a significant bounce here during the last 24 hours. Overall, it doesn't look too bad to have an attempt in coming up to test the highs. You do have that high volume node from this range in between March, April, and May, which is providing that resistance. Look at this daily wick right there. You could definitely see some resistance right over here. The overall long position was testing these lows, swing failure pattern. Now it does look like that the price action wants to have an attempt in breaking through. This is going to be a big resistance zone. Looking at Shiba Inu, there is a daily level right over here. Okay, those daily closes and opens from the 29th and the 30th of May. You've got a daily level right over here that could be providing some resistance with that point of control, okay? So you want to be extremely cautious with this zone. If it does get choppy and rejection, this could definitely be a rejection point to get another leg down just to come back here to the higher low support, right? Forming higher lows, and higher highs. And you're just looking possibly for a rejection here to come back down to the lows here, at least this daily level, to potentially get a bounce. So it's really rangy, okay? The levels of rejection here on Shiba Inu is the 2.7 level, where we have the point of control between March and April. And that is the level where we could get the rejection. We're just very rangy at the moment, pump and dumps, all right, locally during the last few weeks. Overall, in an uptrend. So this is basically the zone where we are continuing. Big time got a big major correction. Big time did get a huge corrective move. Let's take a look at big time right away here on the chart. see what's going on. Big time US dollar. Big time. Yeah. We mentioned big time in this consolidation. If you do not kind of buy here for the long term, right, give or take the next 6 to 12 months, this is the zone. This is basically at rock bottom levels from 2023, right? This is at the rock bottom levels. You have the high volume node. This is the accumulation zone. Give or take this with a pinch of salt, right? Do your research, but this is, for me, hey, if you do not buy here in this consolidation that we've been forming between April and May, what can I say? You know, this is basically at rock bottom levels. Could we test the lows again? Yes. But I mean, thinking on a accumulation perspective for the long term, I think this is basically really, really good levels, because you do not want to buy when there's FOMO. You get a lot of people jumping on YouTube. This is pumping, you know, 200%, 100%, 300%. This is getting an epic bounce. You don't want to do that, guys. You want to buy when it's boring, when it's consolidating, when it's had a major corrective move and it's consolidating sideways. It's like the perfect storm, right? This is where you want to get in, because when it starts pumping at some point in the next coming weeks, you do not want to FOMO in, right? I remember a lot of people coming out with big time gaming, big time. This is huge. And, you know, if, you know, people, when they gain the attention, when a lot of people join into YouTube and see all of these crazy thumbnails, this is up 200%, buy now, or you're going to be too late. When it's pumping like this, you want to stay away, because if you buy here, then you're just riding this for the next coming months, and it's going to take a long time till you get to your break-even point. So you get the deal. This has come down. It's consolidating at the October-November lows of 2023. Like I said, for me, looking at the chart, I know this is a pretty good gaming project. I think it will do very, very well once there is a gaming hype. Okay, so these are very, very interesting levels. Let's go. Please, can you take a look at Gala token? Is gaming infrastructure next? Yeah, no doubt that gaming will do very, very well. I sold big time for a loss a while ago. Stronger alts. Yeah, there's stronger alts. You know, a lot of these altcoins that are looking boring. It's the story of every cryptocurrency trader, right? Get into the ones that are active and are pumping, such as, you know, meme coins right now. Meme coins have been very, very hot during the last few months, and you got a lot of them that are just popping very, very nicely. I did a meme coin, basically meme coin video on top 5 meme coins that will likely pump, and all of them are in the green, right? There is 𝗲. That video didn't get too many views, but no doubt you need to take advantage of this hot topic, of this hot trend, which is meme coins. And 𝗲, for example, got an insane pump during the last couple of weeks. We were talking about 𝗲 holding this higher low support, this consolidation after a major drop, and this is what we are detecting. So you could arguably discuss that big time is round about this stage over here. We got the sell-off in, you know, between March and April. It's been consolidating during May, and the consolidations means that the selling pressure is exhausted. When you're coming from a major downtrend, this is exhaustion right there. I did a video in May of 𝗲. There's a few altcoins saying that, you know, for me, this is a great buy. 𝗲, you know, meme coin on the Solana blockchain. Huge community. It is named based on, you know, I think it's the creator of Solana's dog. It's just meme coins are hot, right? And when meme coins are hot, you want to take advantage of them, no doubt. This one did, since that video, a really nice pump of over 60% during the last couple of weeks. We also talked about MAGA, right? MAGA Trump. This one did an epic move to the upside. Also, where is it? Yeah, MAGA also. Yeah, it's not this one here. Sorry, my bad. It is not this one. It is basically Trump. This one got a really nice move to the upside. Another meme coin that we mentioned at the $7-8 range. We were consolidating beautifully here in this range, and just thought, you know, hey, this is actually a pretty good buy. We're going to likely get that significant rise. This has done almost 100% pump since we mentioned it just about 2 weeks ago on one of those meme coin videos that I did. So we need to take advantage, no doubt, of meme coins, because you want to get into the good ones as well. We mentioned 𝗬𝗏𝗀 as well. 𝗬𝗏𝗀 has been doing extremely well during the last few days. I think 𝗬𝗏𝗀 has been pumping significantly. Yeah, we talked about this ascending triangle right over here on one of the video updates that I did 2 weeks ago on meme coins. This one's already up, 50% in a matter of 2 weeks. So no doubt we want to take advantage of these meme coins. Did big time even put in a higher lows? Did big time even put higher lows? Well, when you take a look at big time on the chart, we are above the lows from October, November of 2023. So you could say that, yeah, big time is forming higher lows right over here, right? From the lows of October, November of 2023. So yeah, no doubt. No doubt. This is, for me, this is actually we got the green box here. We mentioned big time during the last few days, and this green box for me is a buying zone, no doubt. You're at rock bottom levels. So would you look at Swift coin, please? Waves got a major drop. We know it's getting delisted from Binance, so it got an epic drop. This is absolutely crazy how Waves got a significant drop right there. No swing failure pattern from the lows. No swing failure pattern. So the ideal scenario would have been wicking beneath these lows over here and getting the recovery. However, because of the delisting of Binance, it just got a massive over 30% drop during the last few days. Even though it's getting delisted, it was an epic performer from the previous cycle. When you do take a look at the previous cycle performance, it did extremely well. So I still think that Waves is a great L1 blockchain project and can do very well. This is the kind of perfect moment, right? You want to try and buy the red, especially when it gets very aggressive, and look to hold on. Here, look at the C19 crash back in 2020, right? When we zoom out here, you might think that this cryptocurrency looks dead. Look at the price action between the bear market of 2018 and 2019. You look at 2020, you think, oh my goodness, this crypto is absolutely dead. It's extremely boring. This is several months of price action. Several months in between 2019 and 2020 right over here. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Extremely boring, as you can see. And then this just started taking off late 2020, entering into 2021. Absolutely explosion here to the all-time highs where you want to start taking profit. So no doubt, this is at rock bottom levels. It's at the lows of the previous bear markets. For me, I think it's still a good project. I think it can do extremely well. Right now it is at realistic 10x levels. If you do buy at this zone, this is a realistic 10x for the next 6 to 12 months. I mean, no financial advice. This cryptocurrency project could go bankrupt or whatever and end up in a rug pull after 5-6 years that it's been existing. I don't think it's going to be the case. Over 7 years actually now. I don't think it's going to be the case. It's just a brutal corrective move. It's getting delisted. It's going to be boring potentially for another few months till it actually recovers after the summer. But once that comes, you want to be already in that position. It's just a classic zone, and it's at rock bottom levels. We almost hitting the lows from 2023. And I think, if we are lucky, we might just get the lows being tested, giving us a great buying point, right? For me, this would be a spring point. If we were to come down to this level, for me, it's a great spring point. Okay, tap those lows, create that failed breakout. You just create a spring point basically, and that would be the ultimate buying zone. Let's be honest here. If you want to buy low, then you cannot buy lower, right, than dipping from the lows of 2023. So check with dog with hat. Let's take a look at WIF right away. So that is my opinion on Waves. I think Waves is still a good project. I think it can do very, very well for the next 12 to 18 months, right? Give or take to the end of 2024. It's still a good project. It's an OG project. It's just been, it's been having a brutal bear market. We did get a recovery nicely in March, getting an epic drop. But I think this is, like I mentioned, with Chainlink and with other cryptos, it is kind of the last opportunity before things go crazy. Things are going to go crazy in the next, give or take, right, 6-12 months. Things will likely go extremely crazy. Altcoins, a lot of the altcoins haven't done much. A lot of them will not do much. But overall, there is good L1 projects that still haven't taken off. And we still have a lot of room for the bull run. Main reasons is, of course, we have ETF inflows. BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF, IBIT had 275 million in inflows today, which is absolute insanity. We do see also day 100 with 887 million inflows was the second highest day for the US ETF. This was just yesterday. We can see big inflows here. As you can see, one of the second largest inflow day after 100 days. Massive. There is big accumulation going on in the US with the US ETFs. Small Bitcoin stake makes sense regardless of cryptocurrencies, says Fidelity. So Fidelity, they do have their ETF, of course. They're saying that you should have a small percentage in Bitcoin, right? Some, small percentage of your investment portfolio should be in Bitcoin. And we can see Fidelity has, been buying 5,380 BTC just during the last few days. It's going absolutely parabolic. As you can see, during the last few days, the inflows have just had a major step to the upside. So inflows, it is happening. It is going on. We can see private Texas Institution University of Austin announces it will accept Bitcoin for, basically, and create a Bitcoin long-term fund. Insane bullish, fundamental right there. This is extremely bullish for the long term. ETFs are buying all of the Bitcoin. You can see data is data, right? You can see new mined Bitcoin 450, and just the latest purchase on Bitcoin ETFs has been 12,500. This is over 20 times what has been mined in one day, which is, it's pretty crazy, right? So we can see the data, we can see the demand. It looks like that this is not going to stop anytime soon, giving us that room for the bull run to continue for the next at least 6 to 12 months, right? Approximately, even extend till the end of 2025. We are following that 4-year cycle. It makes sense that bull run is just going to continue. VanEck CEO says Bitcoin will be worth at least half of the gold's market cap. Gold's market cap, I think, is just around about over $12 trillion. If Bitcoin were to hit around about $6 trillion, that would take the price to around about $400,000 per Bitcoin, which is still not a lot. It's still not a lot regarding half of the gold's market cap moving into this digital era, right? Next few years, guys, are going to be absolutely epic. Make sure to have some Bitcoin, right, for the long term, right? Mid-long term. We're not talking long term over 10 years. We're talking about the next few years, because things can go pretty crazy. The global liquidity sets a new all-time high as well, as we can see here, which is, the deal, right? Money printer going on, and this is the global liquidity is likely to go into a bull run. And in the next coming months, we're going to start seeing this continuing to the upside. We can see how the global liquidity was going sideways and actually crunching down. In 2018, we can see the global liquidity going sideways and creating lower lows as well. Then obviously back in 2020, after the C19 crash, getting a massive rise, as you can see with the bull run. During 2022, part of 23, we can see how we got into a major downtrend here on the global liquidity. This is picking up already. Just after a few years, we're breaking those highs. We are at all-time high here on the global liquidity. this is just likely going to take off here in the next coming months. So overall, it looks pretty good. Come on, man, please take a look at the BTC price live. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Enough of the news. People are here for the technical analysis. We are losing this level, interestingly enough. We are losing this level with a little bit of volume, not too much. We've lost the channel. We've lost this level. It does still look not too bad. If we do recover back above the local lows, it's going to be looking quite interesting. If we do get back above the daily open, the previous day point of control, for me right now, it's not, you know, if you want to risk this long position, it is a little bit of a risky long, but it's still very much valid, in my opinion, just because the breakout hasn't been massive. It hasn't been a massive breakout. Preferably, if you want to do this kind of correctly, you want to see that recover back inside of the higher lows channel, back above the previous week high, back above the previous day point of control, and then you're going to realize that this has been a poor breakout, right? I'm going to remain a little bit patient here to see if we are going to get that recovery above the previous day point of control. We have lost it. We have lost that level, but it's not really a big breakout, right? It's not a big movement with extreme high volume. If we do get that recovery here in the next 1 to 2 hours, it's going to be looking pretty good. You know, as long as we're beneath the level, it's not looking too great. We could continue to lower levels. If we get the recovery, sign of strength, reclaiming daily open, previous day point of control, then I would be happy to, you know, check that long position. As we were mentioning at the beginning of the live stream, I needed the recovery above this low. I needed the price to maintain above this area and then speculate on that long position. We were losing the level, so this is the same thing. I need the price to step above the daily open, previous day point of control, get that nice momentum to the upside, and then obviously we're looking for that recovery to claim today's highs. It doesn't matter entering into a long position slightly later, but recognizing that sign of strength to then jump into the trade, saying, right, the price of Bitcoin is not dropping, the bears are losing steam, the bulls are stepping in, reclaiming those important levels of support, okay? And then we can look for that recovery to go back here to the highs. So, afternoon, Daniel, how are you doing? Bear trap? Yes, sir. Possibly yes. You know, I want to see that bear trap. I want to see that it is a bear trap for me to speculate in that long position, right? So if we do get that recovery, I would see that this is very likely a bear trap. And then you want to look to get into that long position as you recover and consolidate back above the daily open, back above the previous day point of control. That is going to be the moment that I'm going to say, okay, this looks pretty good. This is holding. The bears are losing steam. The bulls are stepping in. And it really is recognizing that reclaim of the levels. If we reclaim here above these levels, I would personally be interested in that long position to come up here and claim the highs. So to recognize a bear trap, we need to reclaim all of those levels. Daily open, which is at $70,587. The previous day point of control at 70,600. All of those levels reclaimed nicely would be a sign of a bear trap. You cannot say it's a bear trap when you are below the support levels and you're breaking them. You don't know if this is going to be a bear trap or you're going to continue to the downside, right? You need to see that reclaim of the levels. Then you say, this was a bear trap. I can speculate now that this is going to get a recovery to today's highs, right? To eye a bear trap, you need to see the bulls stepping in and reclaiming those levels of resistance, flipping them into support. I'm in a short position from $71,340, says Aditya. Absolute legend. Aditya, thanks for joining the stream, of course, as always. If you're in that short position, I'm going to assume that you got into this swing failure pattern. I did not manage to get into this short. I was not in front of the charts just yet. But if you are in a short position from $71,340, I would assume that you basically got into this swing failure pattern, right? This double top right there, beautifully. and you're in that short position. So the price has dropped over $1,000 from that current price level. Make sure to pay yourself. Make sure to take some profits, especially if you do reclaim these levels. If you don't reclaim the previous day point of control, I could arguably discuss and say, hey, maintain some of that short position open, because this might roll down and we're going to get a much larger corrective move. But if you reclaim the previous day point of control, daily open, you're getting above the previous week high, right? You're starting to get a nice momentum. I would say take those profits from that short, because this could be a bear trap, and it's a sign of strength that the price is going to finally hit that $71,400 high. Okay, make sure to take profits. As always, guys, when we're trading, make sure to pay yourself. Booked 80% profits. Absolute legend. Andy, we long LTC. Crypto blog says long LTC, long Litecoin. Let's take a look at Litecoin right away. What is Litecoin doing? Litecoin. Performing very, very not too good this cycle, to be honest, right? However, for me, Litecoin is still going to be here in the next coming years. It's going to have the bull cycle. I wouldn't expect it to do a 20x or a 10x even. Maybe not even reaching all-time high. It might not. But overall, Litecoin is one of the OGs, right? It's the silver digital currency, right? It would say it's Bitcoin's little brother. So yeah, it's no doubt inside of the cycle area, right? It's one of those coins that, if you're happy with a 3-4x, I think no doubt Litecoin will very much achieve a 3-4x in the next 6 to 18 months, right? Give or take, go to $300, maybe $400 in the next 6 to 18 months. It's just forming the other cycle, right? So you would expect another leg up here. But I know a lot of people are not here for 3-4x's, but I think it's an OG crypto. Most of the exchanges, platforms accept Litecoin as payments as well. So there are on a lot of payment platforms. Litecoin is just going to be here, and it is going to give you some returns, but I wouldn't expect a 20x on Litecoin, right? 20x would be taking the price of Litecoin to $1,600, which I think is probably, it might happen. But if it does a 3-4x, I would be already happy with that investment. Volume strategy to the downside on the 5-minute time frame says successful stories. Well, as I am looking for a possible bear trap, volume strategy on the 5-minute, I think this is just it's possibly a bear trap here, guys. It is possibly a bear trap. This is the issue right now. It's just dancing. This is not a successful breakout beneath the support levels for me personally. You're just slightly below the daily open, slightly below the previous day point of control. It's just really not a successful breakout. I think it's a classic bear trap zone. So yeah, volume strategy for me would not be an option for me personally right now at this point, just because you are back above the point of control, right? There's so much confluence. Regarding volume strategy, you need to know when you play it, okay? When you're breaking some major highs, you need to know when to place that volume strategy where you do not have confluence levels and you can fake out and get a major drop in case of an uptrend, right? When you are looking at this zone over here, I'm not going to concentrate on a volume strategy lower high at this point. When I am zooming out and I'm recognizing that, hey, you have the point of control right there that you haven't really successfully broken down from. You got the daily open. You got so much confluence at this area that shorting this breakout, you basically at high risk, because you can see that this could have, basically been the fake out, and you're looking for that recovery to come back up to the highs at 71,400, which does look like it's going to be the case. It does look like that we have a high chance, but I get your point. Okay, volume strategy, I get your point here. You got the resistance zone You got the resistance zone here with high volume, but I just see this is the classic chance for an epic recovery. So yeah, no volume strategy basically because you are at support. This is no successful breakout price action. A successful breakout is basically on 1-2 candlesticks like this, boom, and a big massive amount of volume just on a couple of candlesticks, not 10 candlesticks like this, like choppy, very, very choppy. You know, this is basically a failed breakout in my opinion, right? It just did not look legit for a solid breakout to the downside. Let's go right away. Continue with the comment section. Chainlink, one of my biggest holdings. It's not my biggest holding. It used to be, but it is a very big holding of my portfolio. Chainlink, I'm actually a little bit bearish on Chainlink for the next coming weeks. Could be wrong, but when I do take a look at Chainlink, I was bearish on Chainlink at the $19-20 range here based on Elliott wave theory, looking at the 5 waves here to the upside. When we analyze the daily chart on Chainlink, we formed perfect 5 waves to the upside, and I was actually bearish at this consolidation, expecting the lows here to be taken, which is a bouncing zone. I was like, you know, this is the zone where you want to buy Chainlink, right? Again, beneath the $12 range. We slightly tapped beneath $12 and then got an epic recovery, basically a swing failure pattern from the lows of the 4th wave. When I do take a look at Chainlink right now, I do see more bearish price action happening in the next coming weeks. But we're in a B wave basically, and B waves can be extremely complex, right? When we take a look at this as being the A wave during March and April, we're inside of the B wave, and B wave can get above the 5th wave in a flat, right? So very, very complex right now on Chainlink, but I am speculating that this actually could be the highs basically because we're hitting the 618 Fibonacci. We formed a little bit of a wedgie structure. You're just hitting some resistance, you know, 618 Fibonacci. It's just a level for me to believe that it can get rejection, okay? I am in a swing short position, okay? It's a swing short position. If we were to drop down below $12 in the coming weeks, then obviously I would be banking a few $1,000s because I'm just in a low leverage, low capital, chilled swing short position here on Chainlink, based on the possibility of creating, you know, a C wave now for the next weeks and months, right? Guys, if you are interested in trading, you do have Bybit. Bybit has hundreds of altcoins. There is a competition running right now on Bybit, which is basically a $1.5 million Tether prize pool. I know a lot of people could not sign up on Bybit. You have bluffing and you also have 𝗬𝗫. There is insane bonuses to be claimed on those exchanges, and they are no KYC. Just with an email and a password, you can start trading in a matter of minutes. Super easy, friendly to use platform, guys. Go and check that out, okay? Make sure to claim those bonuses. So there is an epic recovery going on right now on Bitcoin. So we got that fake out basically from this support zone, right? It does look pretty interesting right now to get that recovery, okay? We are above the previous day point of control. We just got a bit of scary momentum, right? It usually gives you the best opportunity zone when you get a scary move to the downside. Looks like that we could maintain here. If we do dance around here in the next coming hours, it's going to be even better, guys. For me, it's going to be even better. I do see that sudden reclaim of the highs. Now, unless we did have some news actually today, and this is basically what's happened with this local drop. We did have some news today in the US, which is basically ISM services PMI. This actually has come out right now during the last 30 minutes. So it's slightly higher than expected. This is why we got a little bit of volatility. It seems like the S&P 500 is bullish. It's just, it's been an absolute beast. If you're trying to time the top here on the stock market, S&P 500, it is just extremely bullish. We broke out from this descending channel of the last week. It looks like we're just going to hit all-time highs potentially before the end of the week. It does look very, very, very bullish. You're forming a kind of a cup and handle formation here. This is just a very, very bullish price action. I would expect new all-time highs on the stock market between this week and next week. Let's go. Was bullish. 𝗕𝗏𝗏. Booked 100% profits. 𝗬liche, you're an absolute beast. No doubt. Yeah, like I said, as we were recovering from this area, if you've been in that short, close that short right away. Close the short right away. If you shorted from this point, this has been a fake out. It does look like that the price can recover and claim above $71,400 in the next coming hours. Lord, bro, who shorted? No, this was not a shorting range for me. It's really, really a critical zone. Like I mentioned, the recovery above this area is bullish. Recovery above this is just so much confluence at that level, and this is just not a solid breakout. In my opinion. So this is actually the zone recovery to speculate on that long, to look for that, to claim those highs above 71,500, 400. So I'm long, says Successful Stories. Andy Gold, 𝗬liche, what's going on with gold? Gold market. Gold has been doing extremely well during the last few months. Yeah, gold has long time since I haven't checked the gold chart. Gold absolutely ripping. We do know that China is selling the US treasuries for gold like crazy. So China's buying a huge amount of gold during the last few months. We do know that. Just a bear trap, says Random Stuff TV. Yes, it was a little bit of a bear trappy movement right there. I think it does have a high chance. A retracement down here would give you an option for a really good low leverage, good risk management, possible long position to come and claim those highs above 71,500. It's not about, it's all about managing risk very, very well. Okay, trading is all about managing risk. Don't go too crazy. It's all about slow, consistent profits and small losses. I always take small losses, guys, all the time, every day. Well, not every day, but every week you could say that. Yes, you just need to take those small little losses. And though when you recognize a fake out, a breakout, a sign of strength, a sign of weakness, keep those trades, big wins, small losses, right? Don't short, man, says 𝗕𝗏𝗏. Yes. We're just checking for long if can break out from lower high. Take a look at Injective. Shall we take a look at some more altcoins, guys? We've gone through some news. We've gone some very bullish news. The inflows on the ETF are just absolutely crazy, guys. This is just insane. 275 million inflows, BlackRock. We have the second largest inflow in the last 100 days on the ETFs in the US. This is massive. The inflows that have happened in the last 24, 48 hours in the US is just insanity. It's very, very crazy. You can see it also here when you take a look at this data, right? 450 Bitcoin mined per day. And just in one day on the US ETFs, 12,500, which is more than 20 times, right? Absolutely crazy. Let's go. Continue. Shall we take a look at Injective? What's Injective saying? ING. Injective had one of the best performing 2023, right? I think 2023 was insane for, you can see it right there. Injective had an insane bull run. It did its own thing. I think it was one of the best performing altcoins of 2023. It just got into an epic bull run in 2023. It did over a 40x from the lows created here in 2022. Absolutely crazy. Big massive move. Injective, what can we say looking at Injective protocol? I think it's pretty simple. You got a major drop, a nice consolidation. This is usually bullish. However, the perfect way to trade this, the safest way to manage risk on this, is to come down and claim those lows of April at $20, that would be like golden. That would be your sweet spot to create a swing failure pattern. If you sweep those lows from April at $20 and recover, then you got an epic swing long position to get back above $30. If you do get a recovery from this point to that level of resistance at $30, it's going to be crucial, because no doubt you could get a failed breakout. It's a classic failed breakout zone. So yeah, it's good. No doubt you're going to see a quick rejection at this point. Unlikely to break through here very solidly, that $30 range. So very, very rangy at the moment. Just in the middle of this range. Let's take a look at the fixed volume profile to analyze here. Point of control, value area high. Yeah. You're basically at the value area high right now. So you are at resistance. This is actually an acceptable short position if you reclaim the highs here from last Thursday, just at 27.2K, $27.1, sorry. You know, that is a swing failure pattern level. It's a value area high of the range of the last several weeks. Swing failure pattern, that level, you're looking for that short trade, at least down to the point of control. Would be nice to get that sweep. This is a level where you want to set some alerts. If you do get that successful breakout, you're closing a nice solid 4-hourly candle above these highs, then no doubt I would be looking for continuation to the upside till we claim those highs at $29. Okay, so this is going to be decision points. You either swing failure pattern. If it does, you're looking for that rejection down to point of control. And if you do get that solid 4-hourly candle close, you know, the next pullbacks are going to be your long trigger, right? Stop loss inside of the value range, and you're targeting those highs, right? Give or take 2.5 to 1 risk to reward on that possible setup. But yeah, you are at resistance basically right now. WorldCoin is exploding. WorldCoin is exploding. Let's take a look at WorldCoin. My goodness, what is going on with WorldCoin? Yeah, WorldCoin is getting a little bit of a pumpy action during today. We got several highs, which are going to be interesting how they're going to be claimed, right? We've got a few highs here on WorldCoin from the last couple of weeks. That is basically at the $5.18 and $5.26. It's going to be interesting how that level is hit, because it might just be a nice liquidity grab, swing failure pattern, and you're getting back into the corrective move in the next coming days. But overall, it could be a successful breakout. You are forming a little bit of an inverted head and shoulder. So same scenario here, looking at the 4-hourly time frame. Let me just take a look at the fixed volume profile here from this range, because yeah, you're probably not much on the fixed volume profile. Not really much on this range. Yeah, you got the value area high slightly above these highs on WorldCoin, $5.26. If you were to manage to create a nice 4-hourly candle close above this high, you do have high chance of the price continuing to the upside. Main reason why you're forming a little bit of an inverted head and shoulder structure right there, right? You do have the left shoulder, head, right shoulder. You're getting the pump back to the neckline. It could be an explosive breakout. You close a 4-hourly candlestick above the wicks right there. It's going to be looking pretty good for this to continue to the upside, have an attempt and go to higher levels, because you're just forming a nice inverted head and shoulder structure right there. It's all depending on how the price reacts at this level. A good 4-hourly candle close here for me will be looking quite bullish for the price to smack out from those highs of the last couple of weeks, sitting at $5.25. So it's looking pretty good. What a bear trap. Yeah, we got what Bitcoin price pumping like crazy. It's pumping like crazy. It was a bit of a bear trap. We talked about this being a bear trap. No doubt. You want to maintain that level. There was a poor breakout, looking for the recovery. Now you have a high chance. Now you have a high chance after claiming these lows again to not only claim the highs here at $71,200, which is basically, less than $200 away from that level now. You have a high chance in claiming today's highs above 71,400. So overall, it was an acceptable long trade, even though you did get in, okay, at those levels here, okay, where we mentioned, this is an acceptable long position at that range, even though if you did get in, right, it's an acceptable long position. You slightly dipped beneath the level, right? You're looking for the sweep of the lows, get back above. You're looking for the rise above the level, okay? This was just mentioned at the beginning of the stream. Acceptable long position, right? Give or take, stop loss, 70,300, 70,400. Get the fake out from the previous day point of control. Get back above. You're looking for that rise above 71,400. I think some of you guys did manage to jump into that long position that was discussed at the beginning of the live stream. This is what we like to do: Bitcoin technical analysis, looking at setups, looking at good risk management, pure education levels, looking for targets. Now, I do think that there is a high chance in claiming that $71,400. If we do get a strong rejection from that point, then obviously we could be looking for a decent pullback. I would be cautious, guys. Stay cautious. If this gets going and it breaks above 71,400, stay cautious and trying any shorts above 70,400, trying to detect the top. This is just a full recipe to get you burnt, okay? This could get going and we could be heading to $72,000. So manage risk accordingly. If you do get that swing failure pattern, then I would say, okay, it's kind of an acceptable, very low leverage, very low capital, right? Minor loss, just in case the price swing failure patterns and just gets another bounce to the upside, right? And heads up to 72K. Guys, thank you very much for joining today's live stream. Subscribe to the channel, or if you're new, daily updates on Bitcoin, also live streams, pure technical analysis, a little bit of news. I mean, mid-long time frame looks insanely bullish, guys. ETFs inflows are just looking extremely bullish. Take a look at a few altcoins. Smash up the like button on your way out, legends. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.